Hi, everybody. Today we're speaking about age gap relationships, what our experiences have been, the things we've seen around us, and the running narrative around it. Hi, everyone. My name is Samantha,
I'm Priscilla.
Amanda.
and we're calmly aligned. So, Priscilla,
Yeah.
first of all, what is an age gap relationship?
Okay. Yes, I think that's a very important question. We have to define it because I think we all understand it differently.
Yeah.
An age gap relationship is a romantic relationship or partnership that has a significant age difference. Most times we're looking at 10 plus years. Yeah, age difference.
Yeah. Amanda, what are your thoughts around age gap relationships?
So my thoughts about age gap relationships differ. I feel like they differ based on how the people came to know each other, to meet, and also at the point in time in which they meet, the age in which they meet. I believe ladies after 25, they say the frontal lobe is fully developed. So I feel like ladies after 25 to ladies after 40 pretty
Whoa.
much
Yeah.
want the same thing, or they are aware of what they're entering into. Yeah. So it depends on the time and on the age.
I'm curious because for me, I think today is the first time you're actually making me think about how the factor concerning how they get to know each other, and I'm curious about that. Like, how do you figure?
So for me, I've heard of situations where, like I've heard a story of a young girl that claimed to have been in love with this guy since she was 13, and they have a big age gap, a big age gap. So that is it's even a moral factor. It's a problem. Why is a
And
13
even
year old
legal, even legal.
right? It should be illegal.
That's a
It is.
pedophile.
It is illegal.
Right? I don't know if they
13.
were doing anything, but she claims she was in love
Ah,
from
okay.
that age,
Okay. From her
and then
side.
eventually
Okay.
they ended up together. So you can't know what they were doing, but you get it. We
Was
just
she,
heard of we
can
just
we say
heard
she
of
was being groomed? You guys,
Maybe she
being
was
groomed
being
is a real
groomed.
thing.
yeah.
Yes.
You see, we just
And
heard of
she was at
the
an impressionable age.
Regina Daniels. They said she got married at 17, 16, 17. That is
Wow.
already and the man knew how the father, those uncles that come into the house and they see your young girls and they eventually move on to have a relationship with them. That is the age problem for me.
Yeah, you talked
Yes.
about your prefrontal cortex developing after 25. At 19, you don't have a fully formed brain. What decisions are you making for you to enter a marriage, a long-term relationship that takes so much from you, especially as a woman? Marriage, we are usually the givers when we're in marriage. In a marriage, the woman is the giver. We give, you produce children, you bear children, the load of raising those children is usually on the woman. Really, a 19-year-old
Running that
girl
home.
You don't even
taking
know
on that
yourself, who
kind of
you fully are, what
responsibility.
you want. So yeah, that's why they lose
You're
themselves.
talking of 19, but there are people who are marrying 15-year-olds off. You know, recently I had a very interesting conversation with a lady that I buy my vegetables and fruits from. I went there and there's basically an assistant who works there with her. And he mentioned, oh, there was like a young lady who was in there that I had never seen before. So he mentioned, by the way, this is my daughter. I said, what? When did you have this child? You practically look like you're within the same generation. And he said, munange mwana wange namuzala nchali muto nayononeka nchali muto. So then I told him, naye kati now this kwononeka. What is this kwononeka? He said, yeah, munange nalini bagamba nti nayononeka nchali muto nayenga. So the lady laughed and she said, but everyone ends up growing up and kwononeka because that's how we all procreate. So we started to laugh about that. And I told her, it's so funny that the generation that brought the phrase okwononeka was marrying children off at 15, 13.
Can you imagine?
Imagine.
I found it so amusing. Like,
And it was kononeka because it was your will. It was
when it's
done
your
out of
will,
yes.
when it's your will, it's
But when they-
kononeka.
yeah.
When it's forced on you,
Arranged.
then it's your time. It's your time, it's your responsibility to the family. Wow.
Yes.
But yeah, imagine that. You're wondering about a 19-year-old, but then there's 15-year-olds.
Yeah. So what are some of the pros of having an age gap relationship where it's legal? Let's talk about
Oh, how does it happen even?
above 21 at least.
Well, it's hard to talk about the pros without thinking about the cons, but I'll try, maybe for me. The pro is maybe I've heard of people who have that age difference, and maybe I'll ask, I like asking, so how is it being married to someone who's much older? They're like, oh, I found them calm. They were no longer in the streets. They had been there, done that, come ready to settle.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. So that the people that I've managed to ask, and that's one of the things that I hear a lot. Like they were calm. A lot. For me, in my head, when I think about it, I think there's a lot to do with being established financially.
Yes. Stability.
Yeah, because women, we want stability,
Security.
we want security. Yeah, for me, on my part, that's what I can think of.
For me, when it comes to like relationships, like I understand many I call them cross-generational relationships. That's how we grew up
That
learning
add
about
cross-generational sex.
Yes, yeah. Stop. No, said no to anyway.
Yeah.
So yes, those kinds of relationships, they make sense to me. Like, okay, I can see how they can manifest, especially in like mentorship situations. Usually, women revere people that they look up to.
Yes.
So if you have this gentleman and you're like maybe in the same field, and he starts off by advising you if he's single, and then next the advice moves on to catering for you, and then
yes.
comfort, and then those relationships, you understand each other. It's someone you look up to. I think when respect is important for any relationship to move on. So if you're in a
There's something you said that's so crucial. Women really, really respect and revere. How did you say it?
mentors,
Yes.
people they learn from, people that
Yes.
they if you're in
I
a
think
field
it's a
and there's
thing.
someone
It's
you
a
look
thing
up
for-
to,
Maybe it's God. It's a God-given thing, because remember what men want. Men want respect, and it so happens that women, we look out for people that we will naturally, or instinctively, or easily. Yeah, it's interesting. I just noticed that now. I had never thought about it before. Sorry, Amanda, I cut you off.
no,
Please
no,
continue.
I think I was done.
Yeah, I think that basically the pros I can identify are the stability that comes with dating an older person. But I've noticed that it's different when the woman is older.
Oh, almost like taboo.
Yeah, it's more of a taboo.
Yeah.
And it becomes an age gap relationship if the woman is even 5 years older.
You know where you're experiencing conversations where people are saying, someone married this person, but she's 25 years younger. But like, but that's okay. It's the man. That's okay.
It's the man.
The man is older. It's okay. You
25.
women want to look young. So, hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
But let it be reversed.
So for me, my problem with those reverse relationships, lady older. First of all, there's an element of respect. I have little brothers. I don't know how much respect I'm according you to make decisions that affect my life when you're younger.
know.
Assuming that's what you want as a person. Maybe you want to be in control. You want to wear the pants.
Yes, like because I have siblings that follow me, I'm imagining me giving that much freedom
reverence to someone
or
younger.
power to
Yes.
someone younger than me to make decisions, because I feel like I'm meeting older people and they are wiser. What are you going to teach me? But also, the bigger issue would be the procreation part of it. Like when you see relationships like Emmanuel Macron, president, no child, and the woman had her children, retired. And now she's with a young man and he's now working for her family in my head. I think that's my traditional
It's a very,
side
very
Your African
unfiltered way of
Yes.
saying,
Of
but,
saying
but we
it,
think
right?
it. We've thought it.
Yes,
Personally,
because-
personally, I have thought it.
mentality.
Yeah.
Maybe that every marriage should lead to
No,
children.
I mean, if you have children, why shouldn't I? Like you, I feel like it's a selfish part for the lady, because I've had ladies that say you can have, because you're the last. I've had like a lady, is it Tammy Roman? I want to give examples that people I don't know, but yeah, she said she was willing to let her husband have a child because for her she has had and she can't have more, and she has failed. She has tried and
Can't
she has
give him
failed.
children, so
Right. So in such a scenario, I feel like, yeah, I think it's for men. Men can procreate until they're dead.
But
Dead and
we're
frail.
working under the assumption that everyone wants to procreate.
Yeah.
Maybe these two people find each other
and they are
and someone
full
is
and
saying,
their
"Look,
life
me,
is complete.
It would be.
I'm actually looking for
different.
someone who has finished that business.
I'm not interested in having
I'm
children.
not interested.
Yeah,
in,
but that is like like, of course, probably that is the case because they are there. But in me, it's like like how you would say a
Like you
girl is
wonder.
marrying an older man, but she's at home cooking. Maybe that's her choice. But in your head, you're feeling like
You
her rights have
wonder.
been stripped away.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
Because you mean
absolutely.
like women are out there chasing careers, but she's at home seated because that's where her husband wants her to be. That's the same thing. Like when you look at a young man with an old woman, like that cannot conceive anymore. You feel like there's a
Like there's
so
a
he's being
sacrifice.
cheated
There's
out
a
of
sacrifice
something.
being made
Especially
somewhere.
if she has kids of her own. It's different if they are there and none of them has had kids and they don't care to have any, then that's different.
So what I'm hearing from both of you is that there's also a power dynamic to age gap relationships.
Oh,
sure.
absolutely. Isn't there a
Yes.
power dynamic to all relationships?
Yeah, but it's bigger. It's more pronounced when there's an age gap difference.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
when I take the example of that 19-year-old girl who was married to a 50-plus-year-old man. There's that whole power dynamic that's not quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story. When I was 21, haven't I given myself less years than I was? Where am I playing myself off as? No, I think I was 23 out of uni. And there's someone that I met in the circles of people who were coming to attend Rotary things, and someone who was not quite, let's say, my father's contemporary, but someone who was an old soul and happened to gravitate towards people who are much older than he was. So met him through those circles. You're hosting an event, you greet people, you're serving. You will have like a 3 minute conversation here and there every now and then. So this one time, he reaches out and invites me to go have a cup of coffee. And I thought it was bizarre. But he was a nice guy. So I told my mom, I was like, this person is inviting me to have coffee. She said, that one is harmless. Very nice, church going, very good Christian guy, basically. And she said, I think it's innocent.
Was
I
he
think it's
married?
I think it's for
he
jazz.
single? Oh.
So she's like, I think it's for jazz. You go and see. What's the harm in it? It's daytime. So I said yes. And he had asked, it wasn't the first time he was asking, he had asked before and I had. So we went. So we go have a coffee, order, sit. I had no jazz for this person.
Yeah.
So for me, the original reason for refusing, for being like that, was because there was no jazz. Very Christian church going. At that time in my life, I wasn't trying to be in the church, in the choir.
Yeah.
I was part of the choir. So I ask after silence for a while, like, so how are you? So I'm curious, why did you invite me here? I want to be your friend. But we've always been friends. I want to be a closer friend. I said, okay. And I kept quiet because at that point, I didn't like where the conversation was going. So this guy laid this manifesto out for me, rolled it out. Do you know how in all those olden day movies they pull up a script and roll it and it rolls?
The scroll.
A scroll. Yes, not a script, a scroll. So it rolls and it starts, I think I like you. I like the family you come from. I have observed you and I want to marry you.
That's the jazz.
That's me. Like what? Just like that. Then he goes, the reasons I want to marry you. You're a good Muganda girl from a good Muganda family. I know I know your people. Your people know my people. It would work. The reasons why I think you should marry me. I have land. I have a good job. I have savings. I can show you my statements, my bank statements. If you need to see them, I will show them to you. I have 2 homes. I will buy you every car you want.
Wow.
I will look after you. I believe that you're a woman who needs to be well looked after. I will look after you. You will never lack.
Wow.
I will be good to you. I said, how will you be good to me? In what way? So then I asked, okay, what's in it for me? I will provide
all
for
the
you.
above.
I will provide for everything. So he starts mentioning all the places where he has land. He starts mentioning all the places where his family owns land. He starts mentioning
How old was
his
the guy?
connections.
He had an old soul.
He was I think in his early 40s at the time.
And he's talking to
Which
a
honestly
23-year-old.
I didn't consider very old. Okay. When I was at uni, if you had told me someone who was even 2 years older than me, I would have gone running. But I was like out of uni. Actually, I think I might have been 24 because I was out of uni and it had been like close to a year.
So this guy was basically 20 years older than you.
Yeah. 20. Maybe I've given him an older
Close
age.
to 20.
Maybe, I know he was 35
looked-
upwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, and so I start now, even me now, I start thinking, I put on my thinking cap and I say, you're going to want to have children. I'm not ready to have children. He said, we'll have children when you're ready. I said, how many years will you give me? He said, as many as you want.
You
I
are
told him,
smart,
you're lying.
24-year-old.
I told him, you're lying.
Uh-huh.
You're going to convince me to have children a year into marriage. And I
Yes.
won't be ready mentally.
Yes.
So then I said, what kind of wife are you looking for? Will I work? Will I sit at home? He said, you'll do what you want. But me, I want a woman who, when I walk into the house, I will find the food ready for me to eat. So I said, basically, you're framing for me, you're wrapping for me in a nice gift wrapping, a life that I will not manage at this point. I'm not ready to be a person who's at home cooking and holding babies, waiting for you to come home. And for me, from what I'm hearing, this is what you need.
Wow.
He said, I think we would work. I want you to go and think about it. I told him I don't need to think about it, but I will give you that. I'll go and think about it. And then the rest of the debt was talking about where there's land. And I remember just walking away, feeling like this wasn't a marriage proposal. It was a proposal for me to be owned.
Yeah. Become part of his
They
property.
were dangling like candy, like giving candy to a kid.
At no point was he asking about me, my interests, what I want to do. But I can see also if my state of mind had just been slightly different. Because when I went back home and I slept on it, I was like, but this still is not so bad.
Oh, Lord.
It's not so bad.
I'll have this land.
So I can see how for someone else,
Yeah.
someone coming to the table with this offer can look very,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
You're going to hustle and that's it. That's a set life. I also
So
get the
that was
appeal.
my story. That was the first proposal
Oh, dear.
that I ever got.
You're just a bit swim
And
powered.
he was very, very polite. I have to say he was very polite. Very, very polite. And even when eventually I had to reach out and say, it's not for me, said, no, I'll give you more time to think.
Wow. Then how did that story end? How did he finally get the
He
point?
kept trying to meet up to see where I was, and I kept sending messages.
That of unavailability.
Yeah.
I think he was overly confident. He lacked tact.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't overly confident.
No,
But
that approach
he
alone.
thought in selling what he had.
Yes. Is
That's what I'm saying.
What
He
women
lacked
Because
tact.
he wasn't selling himself. He wasn't selling like nzengo muntu.
I'm loving.
Yeah. He wasn't selling
He was
that.
giving you these superficial
Because
things.
when you're confident, you sell just your
who you about,
Yeah.
your value system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and he had told me, I won't cheat on you. I'll never cheat on you. In our family, we don't cheat.
That's a good one.
Yeah. He
No
said, I'll
wonder it
never
was a
cheat
good
on you.
proposal.
I'll never stray on you. What I need from you is the
You
things he
believe
mentioned.
that?
He also
Our family
mentioned that
never
we have
cheats
to
on
be
you?
we have to be very active in the church, which now at my age I'm sitting and I'm thinking, Bambi.
It wasn't a bad
It wasn't
idea.
a bad person. He wasn't a bad guy. It just was a wrong proposal at the wrong time to the wrong person.
Oh, Mr. X, we hope you're happily married.
He did eventually get married, and he was very happy from what I could hear. But I'm sharing this because in that time you can see how for a person who's thinking, depending on where you are mentally
Yes.
and what you're looking for,
and
maybe
what stage of life
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
at.
you can see how for someone they can make up and say, why not?
Yeah.
Why do I have to go into the field and work and look for a job and hustle? Why can't I just start my life now?
Yeah. So my thinking is, from what we've discussed, I believe that the fundamental things that matter is the stage of life you're at. Both of you, the man and the woman.
But mental maturity is
Mental
important.
maturity is important.
It really is.
Respect.
Yes.
So what
Shared
are
values.
your shared values? What are your closing thoughts as we wrap up?
I think this one is one of those things that's going to be like a discussion for all ages, for all times, even after us. It will never be something that people will always have thoughts on it.
One thing I feel like we haven't talked about is accountability. Society has allowed for these age gaps to happen even when they start out immorally.
Yeah.
Because for a man to marry a 17-year-old girl, and it
even
is normal,
the
and people
grooming,
know, and they are
even
quiet.
The grooming, even families that sit and watch their children, their daughters getting groomed by someone who they see is a lot older.
Because of the flashy lifestyle, the jets and
or maybe
all that.
because of what's in it for them. You know, economic inequality, you people. Someone will look and say this person has done, for example, now for me, this proposal was to me. Imagine a scenario where someone isn't even proposing to the party they want. They're proposing to the family. And they're offering all these things and the parents are like, this is what we need, we've arrived.
Yeah.
And now they say, okay, now let's prepare this child. And then they avail that person to get groomed.
And I don't know how, as a society, we can cap that.
I think the most important
Education.
thing is to empower the girl
Yeah,
child.
education.
Empower the girl child, focus on what's important, providing an education. Technical skills these days are really important. If you can't afford those higher levels of education, focusing on technical skills.
Yes.
Where the girl child can create her own job, tailoring.
So she's not enticed by money.
Yes.
But I also feel like perhaps even the parents need to
Same
teach
thing for
their
not
kids.
just young girls, even young boys. These young boys who are
Yeah.
ending up with older women.
Yeah.
There's also that element.
For survival.
There's an element of they're just trying to survive.
Also, we need to teach our kids contentment. When
With the
things
little
are
that you
hard,
have.
the easy way out is not always
Contentment.
the easy way out.
Hard work.
Hard work.
It costs.
Hard work.
Values that matter. Dear parents out there, focus on instilling values in your children.
And also God.
yeah.
God is important because I know sometimes like there's girls that are unemployed and they are struggling and they have tried.
Someone once
they are
told
not
me-
unhardworking. They just don't have the opportunity. But
Amanda,
they
someone
need to
once
hang
told me
in
that
there.
in the Bible, how old were people in the Bible getting
Married.
off? I think it was a discussion, similar discussion, and I brought in the angle of God, and they were like, please. In the Bible, how old were those people who are getting married?
But that's a different time. There was no school then.
Exactly.
It's a different now. It's a different society now. Now we know legal age is 18.
We've
So
also
at least
seen-
let's start
we've
there.
also, we also know that the effect of a very young girl conceiving and having to carry a child
Yeah.
and birth
Yeah.
a child.
Yeah.
The toil it takes.
Yes.
On the body
On the
and
body.
on the mind. We know about the period after having the baby.
So we know
There's
better.
a drop in hormones.
Yes.
Are you mature enough? Is your brain formed enough to handle the changes in your body? and the changes in your psyche. Yeah.
So overall, I feel like my final thoughts on this is, first of all, it matters that, like you say, the stage of life you're at, but also then, like, there should be accountability, especially for those men that come as uncles and prey on their nieces. It is wild when you find out someone you've always considered an uncle
Bringing you flowers. Obakandi.
calling you to
At
the
that point-
office
at
for an
that point-
opportunity, and then they
At
are
that point, you're
discussing
getting
different
what?
things. It's very disheartening, but we thank God because we've been blessed, we've been privileged. We have people to report to, but I can imagine for a girl out there.
And in this day and age, it might seem ridiculous what we're saying, but in this day and age, these things are still happening.
Yeah. We need to keep open dialogues with our children.
Yeah.
Keep talking to them, telling them right from wrong. Making that time. I know we have busy schedules these days, and there's also a lot of doom scrolling. You stay on your phone all day, all night. But we need to map out time where we speak to our children, bond with them, have, that time with the children is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, viewers. We hope you enjoyed this conversation. Please comment, like, and subscribe.
And we're curious to hear your view
Yeah.
or your experiences. And this topic is so wide that there's so much that we haven't covered.
Yeah.
There's going into forced marriages and oh my God, I think
And
that's a
bride
whole
price.
other
There's
and
also a bride price
and that's a
thing.
whole entire other topic.
Yeah.
And maybe this is an entreaty to parents, especially if you find yourself in a hard place and you're looking at your children. Someone recently told me in a certain part of Uganda, and I don't want to mention, that as long as a man is able to provide school fees, the children will go to school. The minute he's not able to provide school fees, the girl child will be the first to sit and then eventually get married off so that the rest of the family will be pulled up through her and through the marriage. Oh my God, what do I say to parents? It's an entreaty to parents to please develop long sight, look into this child's future and think about or find other ways and think about persevering. Oh, that's my God, that sounds so unrealistic and so privileged.
Detached.
So privileged and detached of me to
Detached
say
from
that, because
reality.
when people who are dealing with actual real needs and real, they can't think like that. So I don't know. I really honestly with this one, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to close it. I think we've all shared our thoughts. I don't know what yours are. Maybe you guys can help me. And entreaty to parents to what?
To invest in their children as much as
And
they
if they
can.
can't invest?
If they can't invest,
Pray. I'm
No,
sorry.
but-
And after they've prayed,
Wait on the Lord. No, but it's not that dire, honestly. Most of the people that are doing these things are not that dire.
Amanda, in parts outside
Where
of
it's
Kampala,
dire, we don't even hear about it because life is moving on as usual.
in parts outside of Kampala, where someone even sends their daughter to be a third wife, just for the family to have food. Aye, man.
I know.
yeah.
So maybe outreach.
Maybe our
programs.
churches, maybe our schools need to have programs where they can help such
The
children.
government has tried with universal primary.
They've
and
really tried
secondary
with UPE.
education.
So how do families
the-
and take advantage of the
The menstrual
opportunities?
campaign.
But
How
also
do they
like,
take advantage of
I like how the
opportunities
education system
available?
is also pivoting away from focusing on higher education and focusing into
Tertiary.
Getting you to a
tertiary,
point and
technical
then
skills,
and starting work on vocational.
vocational skills,
Yes.
where you create your own work,
Yes.
create your own jobs.
I think that's the way to
Yeah.
go. That's the way to go. And as we are raising our children in our homes, I know lately people believe, oh, I don't want my child to suffer. Me, I used to suffer. I used to work what? Let's teach our children housework. Let's teach our children little
That's where it
things.
starts from.
Let's teach our children skills that you do not know where your child will be able to lean on a skill to help them survive.
Life skills.
Yes.
Life skills are
Yes.
important.
Let's empower our children in those small ways at home also, on top of the education
Yeah.
and the vocational skilling.
Thank you, viewers. See you next time on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.